Today I want to share some historical facts related to Kingdom, the popular Korean TV series on Netflix. From the clothes and the buildings, we can tell that the show is based in the Joseon dynasty, which was founded in 1392 and lasted around 500 years. The show numerously mentions that they have been through a war, and this is most likely referring to the Japanese invasions of Korea, Imjinweran and Cheongjujeran, from 1592 to 1598. To anyone who is interested in the wars, I would highly recommend watching the Extra Credits YouTube series on Admiral Yi. Hanyang is current-day Seoul, the capital of South Korea. It changed its name from Hanyang to Seoul after Korea gained independence from imperialist Japan in 1945. Some of you who are familiar with Korean letters might be wondering why all the writing in the show is not in Korean. Well, here's a brief reason why. What you see in the show are Chinese characters, which Koreans call Hanja, literally meaning Han characters. It was adopted in Korea in the 2nd century BC along with Buddhism, and was used until the 20th century. Other Asian countries such as Vietnam and Japan also adopted the Chinese script, and in Japan, the Chinese characters are still a key component to the Japanese writing system kanji. Note that these characters are slightly different to the simplified versions you will see in Mandarin. I like to say that it's the English equivalent of Latin when I explain it to anyone I know. Although Korea now uses its own writing system, Hangul, around 80% of Korean words can be written in Hanja and is therefore taught widely in school. The names of the crown princes, Seja, had single-syllable names, which is more uncommon than names with 2 syllables or letters. Most, but not all, Korean names have 1 letter as their family name and 2 letters for their first name. For example, Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, Lee Gun-hee, the chairman of Samsung, and Park Seo-joon, the protagonist from the TV series Itaewon Class. Traditionally, names are seen as being somewhat sacred in Korea, to the point where you would call your friends by a nickname as opposed to their name. Since you couldn't even call your own friends by their name, you can imagine that there must have been rules concerning the king's name. That's right, commoners could not share the same name as the king. Since single-letter names were, and still are, less common, it was seen as a generous gesture from the king to his people, as they had less of a chance of sharing the same name as the king. While I was rewatching Kingdom for this video, I realised that recognising some of the characters might not be as clear to those who aren't familiar with the symbols that represent a Joseon king. Like most civilizations, Joseon was no exception to the belief that kings are divine beings, so the mystical dragon was a creature chosen to represent the king's strength and power. In the first few minutes of the first episode, we are introduced to a man wearing a red robe with a golden dragon embroidery in the middle. Now you know that he is the king. We can also spot the crown prince the same way, since he's the son of the king. That's all I have for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know what other videos you would like to see in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.